Now, keeping it on track with, dicks, genitalia, I guess moving on to more specifically now pertaining to dicks and vaginas and all that and piss involved too and or dickheads, which, the game is kind of with his talk, demeanor, behavior, all that too. But, I think he means well at the end of the day, especially with, the mindset over anything else to achieve what you want. I agree with that too. Definitely that's the vibes, that's the mood and all that too. But poorly worded and or really bad examples because this is the same guy that chose to stay home and what was the story? Oh yeah, he chose to stay home and like further what I never play NBA 2K, so further develop and or advance the career mode of his created character to like get legend status or whatever too, instead of going on tour to make a quick $6-7 million. Which again, I know it's not all about money, as per his own message he tried to deliver. He wanted to be happy at the end of the day, with something as simple as, I can understand that 1,000% too. Enjoying yourself with a good game, progressing, 100% completing that shit like I did with Kirby in the Forgotten Land too. So don't forget twitch.tv/so this is one to watch back those streams of where I completed 100%. Proof is right there, forever to exist on the internet, or at least until Twitch keeps up its fucking VODs. 100% completing Kirby in the Forgotten Land. That brought me joy. I mean, I lost some sleep to make it happen, but it did bring me joy, so I do get that. But also, he's afforded the opportunities of being able to say, you know what, I'm not going to take that $6-7 million profit gross tour just because I want to stay home and lounge. I know he has kids too, so hopefully time well spent with the children and hopefully not fully invested only in 2K or trying to advance his create a character, legendary career mode, whatever. But I get it. But now, moving on to some more genitalia talk. Far removed from dickhead mentality, now strictly to dicks and dickheads, literally, and or vaginas and or pussies, which is, no strange topic to this program. Kevin Gates, I'd say about the same mentality, approach to life as does the game, in that same boat. Probably sinking thanks to the game's humongous cock, as allegedly told to us by the internet and or any female. Most likely doing the research for us. I'm not going to try to find out firsthand because, again, throwing it back a couple episodes, I did see Kanye West's cock by mistake. I didn't mean to. I didn't think media takeout would fucking do me like that. At least put a censor bar on the big fucking thing of his, but they didn't. It was out there, like a blooming onion, just fucking out there to really take in, like really observe before you do anything with it. Pause, but you know what I mean. Kevin Gates, not really a fan of his. Some of his music, songs, whatever, not my alley. I guess I'm too old to really appreciate it, whatever. Maybe that's the thing. Or also, he's had some controversy. He's had some, nasty things associated with him, allegedly, supposedly. Who knows? We're not here to corroborate that, nothing either. But he did recently just say on a song, I don't know the lyrics. I'm not going to bother to look back because I think it's just reaching, to be honest. Or to get some, quick headlines, what Vlad or whoever the fuck is going to reach out to and be like, did you really have to say that you want Beyonce, who's married, by the way, and has kids, by the way, in case you didn't know, because, you're busy in the studio, in the lab, whatever. Is it true that you really needed Beyonce to piss on your dick, as you said in your most recent song, whatever it's fucking called? And absolutely there's no need to say that. I'm sure a lot of us have thought of doing similar, maybe not as grotesque things with Beyonce involved up here in our minds and our fantasies, locked away, stored, sealed vault and all that. Shout out to Seinfeld, of course. But I think he's not totally wrong for at least expressing himself what he'd like to do to Beyonce. I think that's been put out in songs before, so sorry, Jay-Z, but, that's what you get with having a baddie or the queen of them all. But as far as Beyonce specifically taking a piss on his dick, taking a piss on someone in general is too compromising. I mean, just ask R. Kelly. Or don't ask R. Kelly because he might just think you're asking him to piss on you. But hopefully at least now he'll ask you to be of age or show ID at least too. So if he goes to jail, it'll be like he pissed too much or his piss was so acidic or whatever, like he burned your retinas and shit. But even though he got consent, but it caused you physical damage, and a whole long ass trial too. Whatever. I'm just saying, jokes to make light of a situation that's not so fun to talk about. What he did, but specifically asking somebody, anybody, Beyonce aside, super megastar aside, asking anybody to piss on you is the ultimate compromise. And I think unless you're super like kinky like that, or you have somebody willing to be kinky with you like that in your own intimate life, that's one thing. But also, if you're upfront with the kink, as far as I like to get pissed on, I'm sure within the whole community, I'm sure there's like a piss on me community, whatever, or willing piss recipient community. I don't know what the fuck the name is. I'm not trying to find out either. Please don't fucking tell me what it is, or at least if it's funny, at least share that with me. But don't give me more info beyond that. I'm really not trying to know. But I'm sure within the piss community, they have their own nicknames, whatever they call themselves. Who's the pisser? Who's the pissee recipient? And all that too. I would think within themselves they have their code of conduct of like, okay, you piss on me, I don't piss on you in return. That's how it is, and that's how we're going to keep it. So where at? Who's got like the piss-resistant sheets? Do we put plastic shielding underneath us to guard the bed because I got an expensive mattress or a duvet cover? I don't need my wife, husband, whatever, finding out that I've been pissing on the bed, or if I tell them I pissed myself, they've been with me so long they know how my piss stinks or smells, so they're going to be like sus or whatever too. It's a whole fucking thing, I'm sure. But I wouldn't rule out, and I'm being upfront and honest, I'm a fan of Beyonce. I'm upfront with that shit, music-wise, but more specifically looks-wise. That to me is one of my many dream women, as far as God being unfair to the rest of us, genetically speaking, as far as what he's done with the DNA coding that makes up Beyonce Knowles. It's amazing how well put together she's been since before the kids, and how much, in my opinion at least, badder she's gotten after the kids, post kids. Like, how do you start off already thick as is, end up even thicker and in the right places after fucking kids, and not just a kid, kids. Besides Blue Ivy, shout outs to Blue Ivy, and I forget the name of the other ones she had too. I think she had twins after her. No, it's Kanye that has 4 kids, and Jay and Bay got 3. Okay, so something like that. I'm not here to keep track of fucking kids. I'm not a kindergarten, preschool, daycare, whatever. So, shout outs to the kids. Them kids specifically, not kids in general, because a lot of parents out here nowadays are too young to be having kids of their own, because they're too busy getting litty too titty, or up in the fucking club, or popping whatever fucking bottles they can't even pronounce, let alone afford and shit too. And the stimulus check went to that shit, and now the rent money's going to that too. And those are the ones in charge of raising kids after kid after kid too. And what's the fucking deal with having so many kids, one after the other? Now I'm not going to name names, but there's specifically somebody I know from work that, because of religious reasons, they don't believe in contraceptions, birth control, whatever. So right now, giving birth to their 5th kid is like just another Tuesday to her. So, I mean, listen, I'm not here to shame anybody having kids. I'm not here to put down the fact that, the gift of life, birth, head popping out the vagina. Successfully, you had sex 9 months ago, congrats and all that too. But for the 5th time, when no one's really living in the day and age where they need, an extra set of hands on the farm to plow and reap and sow what we grow from the fields and shit, or milk the cows, an extra set of hands to manhandle the udders on the brown cow. I'll take care of the black cow. I'll take care of the Michael Jackson looking ass cow, whatever too. We don't need any of that going on no more, but they consent to doing that. So literally in this guy's case that I'm referring to, and I'm not trying to be in the business or nothing, or judge, let alone, but I am curious, is this guy nutting in his wife every time, knowing that the consequence is no birth control, probably pull-out method if they're trying? Obviously, they're failing at that. They failed on record 5 times already at the pull-out method. Is he consenting to having a child every time the guy is bricked up, has a nut, and wants to bust it inside his wife? Which, okay, it's his wife, it's consensual, they're married, they're ideally there together for life, they're raising the kids. God bless them all, but he knows the consequences of when he gets bricked up, boned up, or his wife runs around the house with too tight a pair of sweats, too loose cut of a fucking top to show the titties and whatever too. It's a whole mess. But I'm just saying, too many kids or beyond 3, I really think you need to be considered like a health risk or something, or a risk to yourselves, because why have beyond 3? I don't care how many kids you want to have. It's none of my business. I'm not here to judge, but also if you're going to have 3, or you're going to make it publicly known that you're willing to have as many as can come out of one pussy because you don't believe in birth control, which is your right to do so, that's fine, whatever. But also do us a favor. Inflation, the cost of food is rising, and gas prices, and the fucking take your bitch to the hospital when she's giving birth and ready to fucking crown and deliver and all that too for the 5th time. You're adding the gas prices rising, you fucking greedy cunt. All because you gotta have a 5th kid. You have to have a 5th child. But besides that point, I'm sorry, we're talking about Beyonce here. Would I let Beyonce piss on me? I would absolutely let her do so. No questions asked. What am I gonna do besides lay there fucking mouth wide open just taking in her fucking $1 billion piss? Or is she still co-billionaires with Jay? I forget. But either way, worth billions of dollars. Piss probably tastes like, I don't know, lavender soap and honey. Or whatever she fucking bathes or soaps herself or lathers herself in to look as amazing as she still does till now, and probably will for like at least the next 10, 15 years, because I forget how old Beyonce is. She's 4 years older than me, so she's already 40 something. Yeah, she's got at least a good, if J-Lo's looking as amazing as she does at 50 whatever, 52 I think. Like Puerto Rican genetics too. Shout out to Puerto Rican genetics. It's fucking unfair, like a cheat code. Off that one little tiny island, they got the whole genetical cheat code on lock. The whole founder youth locked in, probably the vaginas and shit too. But Beyonce's on that same shit too. She's got it on lock. She got at least, because black don't crack, remember, at least another 15 years or something in her before we gotta maybe take a double look and be like, you know, Beyonce's had better days, but that day was just yesterday. Only just now she's kind of, you know, a little bit. But even then we take a good look at ourselves in the mirror, and they're going to be like, who the fuck are you to judge, asshole? Exactly. Self-deprecation over here. Up the fucking ass. But you know what it is? That's what it is. We can't compare to Beyonce. I'm sorry. I'm not here to put someone else over you, watch and listen or whatever, but I'm also doing it to me as well. In comparison to Beyonce, for God's sakes. So she wants to piss on me. She wants to shit on me. She wants to throw up on me. You know, that's all fine. And I'm not into that at all, by the way. I'm really not into that shit, because I can't even take, like, my girlfriend farting as much as she does, honestly. She's, like, ripping through her fucking sweatpants. She's farting so much. And I don't know if it's gut issues or something I should be concerned about, but I think she got too comfortable with me is all. And like the wall came down like Berlin between us as far as like the farts are allowed and or permissible. So she's just letting off full blast. Like I feel like I'm in fucking the middle of Pearl Harbor, the way she be blasting off on me too. Like out of nowhere, just boom, 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 bombs. I'm flexing it up in here. But yeah, that's just me though. In the case of Beyonce, I would. I'm sorry to say, but in the case of my girlfriend, and she got curious like that, all she's gonna get in return is a fucking backhand across the face for even asking me that kind of shit. Because listen, I can't even look at my own cock sometimes too. And even with porn, I'm highly specific with the kind of porn I like. I'm straight up, call me pathetic, call me whatever you want to, but I'm honest at least here, at least on this platform I'm afforded myself. Specifically speaking, I like lesbian porn. That's all I've ever fucking watched. That's all I want to watch. I don't want to see any other fucking cocks in real life, porn, virtual reality, nothing. If it's my own cock, I'll tolerate it. I'll put up with it because hopefully it's up and stuck for a while. I fucking die still being able to get a fucking full-on hard-on, a boner in the morning wood and shit too. Shoutouts to you if you're still getting morning wood beyond the age of 35. I'm clearly past 35, but I'm still getting it up and stuck. Shoutouts to Cardi B. But that's like my dick's anthem, up and stuck. If it's up and it's stuck. But I'm saying, if it's her asking me, my girlfriend, she gets backhanded. She gets like, I don't know. We'll just dismiss that completely. But if it's Beyonce though, different fucking story. I mean, come on, it's Beyonce. But I did want to share some bullshit that I just saw right now, all courtesy of the game, Jason Taylor. The game, the rapper, you know, the guy from the West Coast who is, without a doubt, nice. Definitely one of my favorite guys from the West Coast, no question. He's got skill. But boy, oh boy, outside of rapping, I cannot take a word out of that man's mouth seriously. He is so fucking annoying and stupid beyond belief. I think because I haven't seen it, thank God. But according to the internet, he's got a huge cock. Well, mostly the female demographic on the internet or Instagram, whatever. He's got a huge fucking cock. They base it off his dick print through his fucking boxes. They let him get away with a lot of bullshit, I guess, because of that shit. So here's the newest thing he's dropping as far as like, words of wisdom according to Game, aka the fucking biggest buffoon that just happens to rap pretty fucking good. So I guess that kind of makes up for how stupid he kind of is. Anyway, here's his bullshit. Listen to this.
Let me see. I'll probably be like the first black CEO of Home Depot by now. It's just because how I am in life. It's like, I'm not a billionaire now because I just don't want to be. But if I woke up tomorrow and I felt like going to be a billionaire, I would just go put the work in and I would be a billionaire. It's all about mindset. And if you got it in you and you got enough heart to go after it, like, it's yours. There's nothing in the world that I or myself or anybody watching this can't have. It's all.
I gotta let that play back again because I think I kind of like just played around too much with the volume.
I'd probably be, let me see, I'll probably be like the first black CEO of Home Depot by now. It's just because how I am in life. It's like, I'm not a billionaire now because I just don't want to be. But if I woke up tomorrow and I felt like going to be a billionaire, I would just go put the work in and I would be a billionaire. It's all about mindset. And if you got it in you and you got enough heart to go after it, like, it's yours. There's nothing in the world that I or myself or anybody watching this can't have. It's all.
All right, so basically he's saying he's not a billionaire just because he don't want to be one right now or yet. So, undoubtedly, the man has talent. I'm not going to take that away from him. As a fan of hip-hop and rap, not so much nowadays the new shit because there's so much dropping every single goddamn day, every breathing moment. It's too hard to keep track with the new shit, so I kind of stick with the old shit, the older shit, or I'm very selective and picky with what drops nowadays that I actually keep track of. But there's no taking away from his skill set. Like, I have a bunch of fucking different game records I love from, like, different albums or mixtape joints or freestyles he's done. No question in that whatsoever. And I respect the mindset, absolutely. As far as, you put your mind to it, you'll make it happen. You know, not to get so personal on my end, because who gives a shit what I think. But putting your mind to something regularly and often can result in shit happening as you want it to happen. But you gotta be consistent, day in, day out, night and day with it, and it will fucking come to fruition, absolutely. But in his case, he's got celebrity, he's got fame, he's got notoriety and recognition afforded to him, all as the best starting points, leaping pads to jump off from to become a black billionaire. We've already got, I think, was it Dre already? Dr. Dre that became the first official black billionaire before like Diddy, before anybody else, whatever. I think there might have been someone who's not involved in music or not a creator that was like already a black billionaire, but I forget, to be honest. But I wouldn't have been surprised if Game would have said that too, because he's really that, again, he is kind of like a buffoon with a lot of shit he's said in the past. He's been hilarious, but also kind of like, I want to call it, not to demean him, but more like hood intelligent. Like, he knows some shit. He knows his way around certain things, but only limiting himself to like, yeah, but I'm still hood, so I can't really be out here like a genius. I can only be kind of like somewhat smart because I'm more about the streets and gang life and all that shit too, West Coast, whatever. But there's no question in that. But as far as him not being a billionaire now, that's him limiting himself. So I agree with what he says. he ain't a billionaire now because he don't want to be one, but I think that's also his crutch he's lying on as far as like his excuse. I'm not a billionaire now because I don't want to be one. He could be one, maybe. Not tomorrow, not soon, or not within the realm of like grasping that soon enough. But I could see him being a billionaire eventually, but it'd take a lot of time and effort. A lot of hard work and dedication for him to do so, which I don't see him doing. I think he loves being too much of a fucking male thought, a buffoon, a fucking moron, and putting that on full display and blast, than actually getting behind something that'll be like, well, I don't know if 50's no, he's not a billionaire yet. No, I don't think so. But nothing like how 50 Cent got so business savvy, or he's been that business savvy. He just needed the business opportunities to like put that on display. Like when he got with fucking Vitamin Water, they sold off their shit to fucking Coca-Cola, and he made so much bank off that $400 million deal, whatever it was, too. He knew to invest that ahead of time. Who knows? I'm not alluding to nothing. Maybe he got an insider investing tips, whatever, to make that happen. But, or it could have just been dumb luck, or it could have just been his business savvy enough to know this could turn to something. We just need a big fucking buyer like Coca-Cola to buy us out, and then that's it. And he lucked out like that. Game, on the other hand, I think he still got that kind of young boy mentality. Again, I respect him skill-wise, MC-wise, artist-wise, all that too. No question in that. Person-wise, adult-wise, I got a lot to question about that, man. You know, the face tattoos and the disheveled look on purpose, and worrying more about like how tight his sweatpants are. So like his BBC can show more than it has to. His like dick print, whatever, can be shown off on the internet and shared amongst, you know, the female, the hungry ass thoughts out there, whatever, than he would be about his integrity of character. Then again, I forget how old he is. I don't think he's 40 yet. He might not be. I don't think so. But I think he's just worried about more childish things or being relevant amongst a younger crowd than he should be, as far as being taken seriously as a man would be concerned. So that billionaire mindset shit, absolutely, it's all up in your mind. You want to hold on to the past wounds and scars and hurt of yesteryear, and you won't let it go, meaning you won't let you grow and shit too. That's your mindset, and that's what you're contributing back to yourself and putting it out to the universe, as far as the universe telling them hey, I want to worry more about what happened to me and remind myself of that shit as often as possible, just because I feel like going through that all over again, or I feel like living through that endlessly, instead of actually doing something with yourself where it could be like I'm uplifting myself, I'm learning something new, I'm doing something creative, contributing back to my mental health or my creativity, or making my own lane, etc., etc. There's a whole lot of shit that's involved with that too. But you know, Game, I respect him enough to be like, I commend the message, the general message that he's trying to deliver with what he just said, but also he's a victim of holding himself back purposely, just to not seem like, oh well, I came from where I came from, so I'm only expected to go only as far as I'm supposed to go. As if I exceed that or I go above and beyond, then I'm a traitor, I'm turning my back on the hood or where I came from, the west side, wherever he's from, Compton, I think, right, or whatever. And also, isn't he the one that just said that Snoop Dogg is like a safe rapper nowadays? Meanwhile, I think the most famous thing Snoop Dogg was known for initially in his career was like, Murder Was the Case, based off him actually beating the murder case, or I forgot, did he actually go to jail or something? I think he might have. I forget too. That was like early on. I was like 10 when that shit went on. So I had to learn about that way after the fact too. So there's a lot of shit that Game says every so often just to fucking make buzz, make noise, and keep his name in fucking people's mouths or in the news and shit too. That'll do on purpose just for that. So again, it's like a catch-22 with him. He keeps people's names in his mouth just to fucking get some clout, or to get some clap back, just so people keep going back to his fucking pages and check out his shit. Like, oh yeah, Game, I forgot he was around. Let me check out his music and shit. Let me give him some fucking spins and plays on Spotify. Shout out to Game again, his music, all that too, but he needs to fucking relax. We're trying to, I hope that's not his like feet getting wet as far as like the world of motivational speaking. He would be a convincing one, I think, but also a very convincing case of, you could be stupid and you could be smart. But you could be smart or outsmart these people by being stupid and being a billionaire because you say so, but you don't really want to and you don't really mean it, but you can be one eventually. I can see him swindling people into his fucking mindset and selling a course, how to play the game like the game would, etc., etc. Just stick to fucking 15, 20-minute long freestyles, if anything, too. Never-ending bars. Well, what do you get up to one day? Like 1,000 bars and running or something? That's the kind of game I prefer to hear about or hear from.
Yo, it's over. All right, it's over. It's over. Move the mic. Move the mic.
Thank you.
All right.